Oak City Move is a podcast on WKNC's 88.1 FM HD1 Raleigh where we highlight people and organizations creating positive change in the Triangle and beyond. Oak City Move can be heard on air every other Monday on 88.1 FM HD1 Raleigh or online at wknc.org/listen. For episodes and more information, go to our blog at blog.wknc.org or follow us on SoundCloud at WKNC881. Hello, 88.1 WKNC Raleigh. The song you just heard was Sweaty Linen by Surf Ninja 3. I'm Sophia Magnanini, your host, and you're listening to Oak City Move. Today we are joined by some very special guests, Madison Phillips, Alex Scatarigia, and Kaya Littleturtle. They are all from the North Carolina Museum of History, and today we are going to kind of discuss the new upcoming 25th Annual American History exhibit. So, first off, I just want to thank you all for coming and taking the time out of your day to talk with me. And if someone wants to start by telling us a little bit about each of y'all's roles at the Museum of History and how you're involved with this upcoming exhibit.
Sure. Thank you, Sophia. My name is Madison Phillips. I'm the Public Programs Branch Head with the North Carolina Museum of History, and we are very excited to talk about the 25th Annual African American Cultural Celebration that the History Museum is putting on. This year, it will be at the North Carolina Museum of Art off Blue Ridge Road. And that is because the North Carolina Museum of History building is under construction at the moment. So while our building is under construction, we want to continue on the legacy of this wonderful festival. So we are working with our sister agency in order to keep having this in person. So that will be Saturday, January 31st from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Can you kind of tell us the official title of the exhibit and then also kind of the core story or message that you guys are hoping the visitors will take away, as well as how Alex and Kaya, you guys are also included?
Yeah, so this is going to be the 25th anniversary of the African American Cultural Celebration. And of course, while normally we would be having it over at the Museum of History, we're having some exciting renovations happening to our building right now. And through the wonderful partnership that we have with North Carolina Museum of Art, we are hosting this annual celebration over there at their beautiful facility. It will be January 31st, but we will also be having an educational day on January 30th that's going to be virtual. So if you cannot attend in person to the celebration on January 31st, you can sign up for the really fun education virtual day that's going to be going on January 30th. But we're really excited. This is 25 years of really powerful history and storytelling about the African American community here in the great state of North Carolina.
It's really cool that you guys are doing it you guys offer virtual as well as doing it in person at the art museum, which it's really cool how kind of the different museums are helping each other since they're all kind of connected at one. Um, does this exhibit differ from any of the past exhibits or the museum has hosted, or is it kind of the same? Is there any new things that you guys are excited about?
So the location change is definitely something we are interested to see how it goes. We recently held the American Indian Heritage Celebration at the North Carolina Museum of Art in this past November. It was a beautiful celebration with great space. The layout was awesome. We saw on attendance on par with what we've seen when we've held the festival at our own museum. So we think that this one is going to be just as wonderful. We've had some great partners working with us to make this happen. The staff at the Art Museum has been nothing but accommodating and easy to work with. So we are heavily looking forward to how this is going to go. As for the festival itself, the biggest thing is we're celebrating 25 years. So in order to do that, we will have a 25-year slideshow. This will feature photos from all the past years. You'll get to witness people grow up over the years as they have attended each year. You'll see people who have demonstrated in the past. You'll see new generations of demonstrators coming forward. And who knows, if you've been before, you might even see yourself in a photo.
That's really cool. It's kind of gathering all of the community that has been with this exhibit since the first year that it was put on. And that's awesome. It also builds up, makes everyone feel special, like the people that are included in it, the people that help build it, the people that it's about. And so that's really awesome.
Yes, we
Um,
intend for this event to be super family oriented, family friendly. We have something for all ages, whether it's hands on activities or panel discussions, meeting authors that are going to be talking on a panel and then getting them to sign copies of books that you could take home. It is just really exciting for all different age groups and backgrounds.
no, that's really cool. Because my next question was it gonna be, are there any lesser known stories or figures or anything that you guys are really excited about that's featured in the exhibit this year and
Kaya,
that you're
I think
excited
you
about
have
people to learn
one
about?
you're really excited about.
I do, I do. Several. There's so many amazing people that's going to be there, but one person in particular that comes to my mind is Dr. Sonny Kelly, and he's a dramatic arts performer, storyteller, motivational speaker, and he's a really good comedian. He has a way of being able to talk about these different points in history in such a way that it resonates with the audience, and so we're really excited to have Dr. Sonny Kelly there. And he is going to be doing his performance over in the auditorium of the Art Museum from I believe it is 12:30 to 1:15. So we're really excited to have him. Another person that I want to highlight that just comes straight to my mind when we're talking about legacy and we're thinking about the 25 years of the African American cultural celebration is Mr. Ben Wofford. He is an elder. He is a potter, a master potter, and he's in his 90s, and he has been coming and supporting the celebration as a demonstrator for a number of years, and he drives all the way from New Bern. And I think that just speaks to the importance of this celebration, the amazing and vibrant visibility and education that it brings. And I'm really appreciative of him and all the different elders to help pave the way for such beautiful representation. And I'm just really proud that we have him in attendance and all of our demonstrators. We also have Miss Alfreda Johnson, who's traveling a ways from around the Charlotte area, that's going to be demonstrating sweetgrass baskets, beautiful sweetgrass baskets. And I think that once again, that speaks to the overall celebration because it's multi generational. We have a variety of different ages that can speak to the abundance of different talent and historical contributions of the African American community in North Carolina.
And I'd love to piggyback on that when I hear you talking about legacy and all of the amazing things that these demonstrators are bringing. It's important to remember that it's not just these people. We are also helping to spread the word about these crafts and these traditions. We are
Mhm.
helping to raise the next generation of demonstrators. One that I can speak about this is Taryn Pipkins. His father, Tarish Pipkins, is also known as J Ghetto Entertainment. He is a master puppeteer, and his son is following in his footsteps at being an arts educator and knowing how to do wonderful, intricate things with puppets. So I am very excited to see how he has advanced over the years now that he is our demonstrator for puppetry. So we are very excited to have Taryn at this festival and get to see how he's doing and how he's grown up over the years learning this craft, and now he can be the one to present it.
That's amazing. It's really endearing how much love and depth and community goes into these exhibits and these celebrations. And so many people keep coming back and then bringing new people, like their sons or friends, family. And it's just really awesome. My next question, you guys kind of talked about it a little bit, but how are the local communities, artists, and historians also involved in shaping this exhibit? I know you guys talked about some of the people that are going to come. Are there any other like specific people or organizations that are really helpful to y'all?
Yeah, I think this is a great time to highlight all that goes into this festival outside the wonderful 2 days, both virtual and in person. This takes a year round effort. So, from February 1st, the day after this year's festival, we will start beginning planning for 2027. So, we have a wide advisory board that features staff from our museum. It also features staff from the African American Heritage Commission, which is also part of the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. We have support of our superiors, we have support of sister agencies, our historic sites, all these people with such in depth information, in-depth history knowledge that come together, and we add in community members that serve as board members. They help guide these conversations. They help connect us to demonstrators that we don't know of yet. And they are based all over North Carolina. So while we are here in Raleigh, we have that reach extended through our advisory board. So this is year round planning, year round input, and vetting people, discussing what all is important to highlight the different trends of the year. I mean, we have America's 250th um, anniversary, birthday celebration, as you want to call it, this year. So it is exciting to highlight that as well. We are planning with different artists and different community groups to bring in new acts every single year. We don't want this festival to ever feel stagnant, because just as the communities change, we will change to reflect that. So their participation in the planning and in the event itself really reflects the lived experience and highlights the traditions that are actively participated today.
Hearing how many people are so willing to help and are just love being able to give a chance to speak or let others speak, show what they know is really awesome.
Absolutely.
I know you guys.
It calls
Mhm,
for a lot of volunteers too. So
mhm.
outside of just having people present, outside of staff who are dedicated to making this festival happen, we have people that volunteer. They help with parking, they help getting presenters inside the building and set up, they help with hospitality throughout the day. So we are grateful to their work as well. We are very close partners in volunteering with the Delta alumni groups around here. So Delta Sigma Theta sorority. We could not do all of the hands on interaction without them. So we appreciate the volunteering that goes into this as well.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah,
Mhm.
we have to have the volunteers. It is a massive feat. And see, that's the thing. These cultural celebrations, these festivals, is a powerful vehicle for community engagement. That's the thing. When you're thinking about history, and then when you apply it to these cultural celebrations, it's making history not just something of the past, not just something that's in a book. It's making it something of the present, but also something of the future, because we're making history.
Absolutely.
We're making history when we gather the communities together like that. History is being made, and it's paving the way for more greatness. So I'm really proud of what we're able to do as the Museum of History, and our partners throughout the state, the community partners that we have, and of course just the interpartner collaboration between all the different divisions of DNCR. So we're really thankful for that.
And it just goes to show that every little person, every little job really matters, especially in these giant celebrations, like you guys were saying, just even like volunteers for parking and certain stuff like that. It's everyone working together to make the day as best as it can be to make it flourish and everyone get what they want. Um, you were talking a little bit about, the future as well as paving the way. And my next question was, how do you hope this exhibit resonates with younger visitors or maybe first-time museum goers?
Yeah. Well, my thing is that I want people to leave from there inspired. Um, when I was young, I was involved in the American Indian Heritage celebration. We just had our 30th annual this past November, and I've been involved in pretty much every year of that. And I know what that did for me, the positive impact that it had for my life growing up, to see such a positive reflection of my culture and heritage in such a huge setting and platform, and how that impacted my self-esteem, and where I felt like that I could take my identity. And so that is really, for me personally, that's one of my biggest missions, and that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to come work for North Carolina Museum of History, is that I wanted to help to inspire people through the history and culture of our state.
Beautifully said,
No, that's
Kea.
amazing.
Yeah, I would agree that first time visitors and those who are younger, I mean, being able to see themselves in some of these demonstrators and some of these cultural demonstrations, that's so important. Just getting the day to connect with community members across the state. I mean, how often do you get that opportunity in such a educational and inspiring event format? So, I mean, it's exciting for those matters, as well as if you're a kid and you're showing up, we've got hands-on activities. We've got food vendors that will be there that have all different kinds of food that you can snack on all day long. We've got tons of crafts that are oriented to what our demonstrators do. So while they not might not be at the master level of the demonstrators, it will help them walk away and show them what they can make with their own two hands. So that part is really exciting. Something else I'd like to highlight is that our resource tables that we will have at that event include some of our historic sites across the state. So as these people go home, they will have the chance to visit some of these historic sites that might be closer to them, closer to their homes. They'll get to see how this history continues on and why it's more important to study it year round instead of just coming to this one day and getting your information that way. So hopefully, as people travel across the state for vacations or they visit family in another town, they'll get to check out places like Somerset Place and historic Stagville and the Charlotte Hawkins Brown historic site. So we're very excited to have staff from those sites come visit and come table for the day to talk about their passions, their histories, and to hopefully inspire the next generation of historians and cultural torchbearers. So it is it is very exciting for me as someone who works in a museum to be able to see the joy and the inspiration in the faces of first-time visitors and those who are younger.
Incredibly important, especially when it's celebrating groups of like minorities and younger generations. They might seeing them being so celebrated in their people. It just helps them feel like this is who I am. Like I can be me. I can be any version of myself, and I don't have to apologize for it or try and dim that light for others. And so it's incredibly important, especially the history aspects too, because I know in like especially at this time where kind of elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, like that kind of history and African American history and other stuff have a threat of being taken out and taken away. It's really important to still have that and celebrate it. And also really, really cool about all the engaging activities that are there for all ages, and just the resources are amazing. Um, my next question is, how can you connect this exhibit to experiences in the current social or cultural movements?
So this festival, it allows the museum to honor tradition and scholarship while creating at the same time experiences that feel meaningful and memorable. I mean, we've been talking about the joy that occurs at these festivals. And while we read news headlines all day that are meant to make you feel something, meant to make you engage with the article, getting to experience this pure joy, this sense of community, this sense of belonging, I think it is, and it's a great highlight to have at the beginning of the year. So people will enjoy the performance, they'll enjoy the crafts, they'll enjoy the conversations with elders and those that came before them, just to keep the history alive, learn the history, as well as experiencing that community and that joy. And those are really our big pushes for this festival, especially as it is a kickoff to Black History Month. I mean, the next day we're starting with Black History Month and all of the amazing events and highlights that will be occurring around the triangle at that time.
Yeah, and that's what you'll
No,
feel when you go there. You know, that's the thing. It's gonna feel like a celebration because it is a celebration. And down from the foods to the singing to the dancing to the North Carolina Association of Black Storytellers telling their beautiful stories, and then once again to all the different variety of demonstrators. So it takes different parts of every beautiful facet of the community and puts it on an amazing platform for the community abroad to be able to come and visit and share and learn and be with each other.
Especially, Madison, like what you were saying, how it kind of kickstarts the year. It's an amazing way for people to kind of, yeah, start their year, see this, and then they go on throughout the year, kind of building that up, and then they could possibly help with the next year or bring that
Absolutely.
again for the next. And so it's an amazing kind of cycle of just this growth and this deep, rich, like cultural and history that is 100% needs to be shared and protected from being forgotten, which you guys are doing such an amazing job in that. This kind of also pairs with the last question, but how do you guys think that museums serve as a spaces for dialogue, reflection, and social change?
I feel like that's like one of our main directives is that, we are the, the institution that gets to hold on to the history and disseminate it out into the beautiful world. I love working at a museum. I'm one of them kind of people that when I was a kid, I said to myself, I said, I want to work at a museum. I remember kids my age looking at me like, "You want to work at a museum?" I'm like, "Yes, history is so cool." You have to know where you came from in order to help guide you into where you need to be. And so,
Hmm.
it's a really big foundation for us as Indigenous people. And I just think it should need to be a really strong foundation for all of us as human beings. History is beautiful, and but history also um, is one of the best teachers. And
Hmm.
so that's my thing. I feel like we had that responsibility. We had that
Hmm.
responsibility out to the people to uphold history and make sure that we can get it to them so that they can be history bearers as well.
It is absolutely a responsibility, and it is a blessing and a joy to have, to be able to present the facts and the history and the interpretations over time, and then building skill sets in people and encouraging them to grow their critical thinking, to have conversations, to question things. I mean, that's the epitome of learning. So to be the ones that can facilitate and to offer the space and to offer the time to be able to have dialogue, to reflect on the past, to then look where you're going in the future and have those decisions inform how you lead your life. That is the passion in so many of us. That is the fire that burns inside of us, is that we want to learn from the past and we want everybody else to see the cyclical nature of time and of society. So it is an honor to work at the History Museum. It is an honor to hold these cultural festivals. It is an honor to be able to work with the public, and that's why, um, I mean, being the branch head for public programs, I am just enthused every day that I wake up and I'm like, I get to do this. I get to help make an impact, a positive impact on those that come after me. So very proud of my team, very proud of the community partners, proud to be a part of this museum, proud to be a part of this cultural festival. We're going to have an amazing time at the end of the month here, and looking forward to celebrating 25 years, and here's to 25 plus more years.
Creating spaces for healthy conversation is so important. So I'm just so glad that we get to be a part of that.
It's amazing hearing how passionate you guys are about what you guys do and helping keep people informed, helping create spaces for people to come together. It's just really amazing because, like you guys were saying, in order to forge the future, we have to remember the past and look on that, which, especially, I keep saying this, but in the state that we are right now as a country, it's very, very important for us to look back and see, yeah, that recognize the cyclical
Yeah.
nature and trying to inform those around us about how we can keep firm as we kind of like wrap up the questions. If you guys just wanted to say how long the exhibit is open.
So this is a day-long festival. So
Mhm.
this will start at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, January 31st, and it will continue all of the free fun you could possibly imagine to 4:30 p.m. that day. So we are going to be out there. It doesn't matter what time you show up. If you're busy in the morning, still come on out. There's tons to do. We will not run out because our resources are people. So they're going to be there all day. If you're not able to be in the Raleigh area on that Saturday, January 31st, do not forget about the Virtual Education Day. So that is a stream of past recorded demonstrations that will be going on from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. You're able to sign up to receive that link next week. You're able to sign up if you go to nc-aacc.com, and you'll see Virtual Education Day, register here. You put in your information and you'll receive the link within the next week to join at whatever time during that stream.
Perfect. And I know you guys mentioned earlier how important volunteers are. So if you guys also wanted to kind of shout out how people could get involved if they wanted to do that.
So we did have a volunteer link up for a while, just due to the nature of this being such a big festival and having to have those logistics figured out a bit more. We are pretty full on volunteers at this point, but for next year's, I mean, we will have this same website. You can visit the museum's website in order to find the link as well. And we will encourage any and all volunteers to sign.
Well, I just want to thank you guys so much once again for coming in and telling all this amazing information and just being so passionate about what you guys do. It's incredibly important. And I'm really looking forward to this new exhibit, or the 25th celebration of this exhibit.
Absolutely. We are more than excited as well. It's a big year. It's a big festival season. As Keo mentioned, American Indian Heritage Celebration celebrated 30 years. We're celebrating 25 with this celebration, and Black History Month is celebrating a whole century. So just very exciting times to be around, to be able to celebrate together.
Lots of celebrations happening, but that's how it should be. Everyone should always be celebrating something. As we come up on the end of our chat, I just want to thank you all again for listening and for our special guests for coming in and talking about their amazing organization and exhibit that's coming up. It's really amazing celebrating such an amazing group of people and keeping that history and culture rich and alive. But thank you all again for listening to Oak City Move. I am your host, Sophia Magnanini, and if you're interested in listening to this episode again or to past episodes of the show, you can go to wknc.org/podcast and make sure to tune into our show every other Monday on WKNC 88.1 FM Raleigh. Have a great day.